Does anybody else?
LLC.
Yeah,
Mr.
he told me
Bambi.
get good pleb.
What?
Yeah, Hunter said get good pleb.
When?
He texted me privately.
Did he really?
No. Why
Chet,
would
do
he
you think
why
Daniel
would
capping
I
on
have
us, man?
heard? Why would I have heard from Hunter
Hey, Chet.
before you?
I just
What do
don't
you
know
think?
if it's
I don't
getting
even
the
know.
audio.
I don't even
Andy's
know
not
the
coming.
man.
Andy's got a date now,
That's
like you guys saw. So
Yeah, I was wondering because our kiddo's bedtime is pretty close to this right now.
this is the only one we're going to be meeting at 7:30. I just wanted to make sure we had everything kind of on that same
Yeah.
page there.
That's cute.
Or-
That's cute.
So if we meet up at 8, we're starting recording at like 8:10, 8:30. Okay, word. Till 9:30.
I can't
Oh, I'm sorry.
think
No.
if this is working.
Or are we still gonna meet
No,
up?
it's 8 to 9:30. I'm
at
sorry. I completely
7:30?
forgot. It's been so long. Yeah, 8 to 9:30.
7:30, and then
Yeah, 8 to 9:30.
okay.
Josh, we can't hear you. You're deafened. Josh, you
He
can't
might-
hear us.
He might.
Josh, you're
Josh.
not hearing us.
Josh, you can't hear this,
Josh,
but
you can't hear
you
us.
smell
Josh,
funny.
Okay, you.
You smell like Limburger cheese. Pretty sure you could hear that.
Maybe he hears that. Okay. I'm sorry I even started it.
Can someone check the Oh, I guess I could do it. Never mind. I can check the stream for myself.
I
'Cause
can too.
think it should be up.
We
The
are
Greenwood Vale.
live.
We are live.
Hey.
Except they haven't pushed ourselves over, so I can push ourselves over.
Oh, and we still
bad we
have
don't
the,
have any
the
art.
Three Hobbits. After today,
Oof.
Drew might have to get on that. Okay.
Yeah, we need to
What
come up with some
art
quick AI
was
art.
requested.
Hey, I.
What art was requested?
I can hear us, but I cannot see us, David.
I know I haven't put anything
womp.
up yet. Oh, you can hear us? Uh-oh. All right, here we go. Fade. There we go. We're here. Hi. Hi, everyone.
Oh wow.
And welcome to the Greenwood Vale. I am not the lore master,
Hunter
but
won't
I
be here
started the
either.
stream, so I'm gonna kick it off with a howdy do because
I
you're
still
used to
can't see
seeing
you.
me being in charge. Yeah. I'm gonna go shut
I
my door
cannot
to
see
the
you.
basement because I can hear the baby crying.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
So
Ace
hey,
X can hear
Jerry,
it.
take it away.
But you can't hear us.
Goggle.
Go Jerry. I mean, presumably. Oh, I don't know.
Well, we got to sync up first.
That you
You
make a
would.
fair point.
I'm not even recording.
You make a fair point.
Okay, I'm going to start recording and we'll sync up here in just a second. Everyone else recording?
No, I don't know what recording is, bro.
Bro,
All right.
Wait,
Daniel.
we were
but this
supposed to
isn't an
record?
actual episode that we're doing, right?
it's episode 0. We're going to have a mini session. Did you not see my...
Yes, but I didn't realize it was an actual like thing. I thought I was setting up everything.
It's
Oh,
it's
there we are.
kind of sort of practice.
Yeah, it's just practice. We're going to do a quick intro, kind of
Okay.
meet the players, and we'll get a chance to meet, I guess, Hunter and Andy's character later, which works
Yeah.
out. They wanted to have like this buddy cop thing going anyway, so...
Wow.
True, they
Wow.
did.
Punch and Judy, more like it.
Who?
Ooh.
I don't know who that is.
Ooh.
Punch and
You
Judy.
don't know who Punch?
Yeah.
Come on.
Judy?
You
It's
don't know
like
who
Judy?
Punch and
people
Judy
that
are.
like fight each other. The puppets are like.
The classic
Usually-
comedy duo.
What?
Where all physical comedy stems from.
Like Buzz and Aldrin.
Whatever.
Uh,
we just started
Three
recording. We haven't
Stooges.
synced up
just
yet.
like don't
like
get
Abbott
puppet
and
culture.
Costello. Hey, I
Well,
got
I don't-
onesies.
Well, here's
onesies. So dumb.
You're so dumb.
It's so good.
You're so good.
Okay, well, good.
I am.
Whoa. Hopefully I don't get called.
Did
That
you mute
might
it?
be awkward.
By
the
his-
hospital.
Oof.
What? Hold on. What?
He's on call.
Ding, ding, ding.
We're gonna see some
okay.
live
Chat,
IT
tell him what he
support.
wants.
He's just gonna take his phone. All right, guys.
Chat, tell him.
The cool thing about
Yeah.
fake was we can work it in. We can make it happen. We can make it work if we have to.
I mean, it's gonna have to.
Let me know when everyone's
Yeah.
recording and we'll sync up. Oh,
Uh-oh.
time.is. That's right. I forgot about
For you in the
time.is.
viewing audience, if you're interested in streaming or recording, and you have multiple people who are trying to be synchronized, there's a wonderful website that we'd like to direct your attention to. Time.is.
Everyone, please direct yourself to time.is.
They're not a sponsor. They don't pay us a cent or a dime or a nickel.
I don't even
What
know
else
how
could
they make
possibly
money,
pay us,
but
Drew?
that's very kind.
Quarter, silver dollar, an
Oh
ice
gosh,
cream,
my Chrome was
small
frozen.
substances.
Ice cream
I
cone.
don't know.
Small substances.
Dos Equis.
Dos Equis.
Six
It's
pack of
Dos
Coke
Equis.
Crackers.
Still a PG stream, my guy.
Well, we haven't
Alright.
synced up yet. So...
We're gonna do 8:10 on the dot. That gives you guys 3 minutes to get ready to go.
Wow.
What are we
2
doing?
minutes.
Get your notes.
what
I'm going to introduce you guys to the Greenwood Vale.
To have
We're gonna do a
notes?
little bit of world building. I'm going to introduce you guys to. Is he doing push-ups? He's getting his notepad. I'm going to introduce you guys to some of the systems that we are running right now, or that we're going to be running. I'm introducing a couple new systems, hopefully.
Ooh,
Well, one new system.
flavorful.
We're going to run a mini session in which we meet the 4 players that are present.
That's me and 3 others.
You could even
Also, we need
start
to come
off
up with
like
an intro.
Hunter,
We're gonna
Hunter
at the end.
and,
We're gonna come up with an
and be
intro. as
separate,
well.
like in the whole with the whole party. That's possible.
It's on them. They can get introduced in the next episode.
Ooh, you snooze,
on
you
them.
lose. You hear that?
I mean, if you're
You
gonna,
hear that, Hunter and Andy? You snooze, you lose.
yeah, watch this.
Your freaking dates and stuff,
Which is
whatever.
something
Keeping romance alive. Kind of
Imagine.
malarkey is
Overrated.
that?
Am I right?
You guys got 1 minute. Let me know if you're recording. Are we ready?
Wait, am I supposed?
Uh,
Okay, I'm recording too.
Thumbs up.
Everybody's recording. Everybody's on time.is.
Like they
If you're
don't
not,
even
you're
know.
wrong.
Do you
Wait,
have
I'm
time
supposed
that
to be
is
on-
pulled up?
Who?
What is that?
Oh my
It's a
god.
website.
Oh,
No one told me.
We might have to push it a little bit.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm
Did we
stopping.
literally said please?
I think they
Well,
even
wasn't
did
it.
an ad for him.
It wasn't
I
it.
spent I spent like a whole hour getting ready today before getting on.
Oh really?
for
You're
all this
so
stuff.
good.
You're like
Uh-huh.
Well, you didn't
in
have to
prayer and
look up for it.
supplication and fasting.
he's more prepped than any of us.
Time.is.
Julian Slithers
Yes,
now.
that's the website. Time.is. It's a global clock, internet
And
clock.
also, the truth. Time is.
Yeah. Why are we on
Yeah,
global
we're
clock?
We're gonna
sync up
clap
at
at this.
8:11.
We're gonna clap at the exact same second,
Oh, I
so that all of our
see.
tracks can synchronize.
I am on time.is. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Bravo.
Okay,
We're gonna.
let's
Are you
remember.
recording?
I am now recording.
Oh my gosh, dude! It's like your first
Okay.
time. We got 1 more minute. We're gonna sync up.
Bravo.
We're gonna clap at exactly 8:11.
Yay!
1 minute to
But
10,
don't
11,
don't clap
right?
like this.
Yeah, just one clap.
11?
Don't clap
A
like
unicorn.
that. Just clap like this.
Like a slate.
10:11?
I'm
Mine
gonna
says
hate
10,
syncing up
11.
your clip, Daniel.
Am I supposed to
Yeah.
be like
It's fine as long as it's at 11.
so when it hits
time.is.
11,
Oh my gosh.
And
At
so you can sync all the
30
audios
seconds.
up. I get the audio thing. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Jerry, you're making me
Ugh.
panic. Quit. 30, 20 seconds.
If it's not synced up, you just like
15,
clap at one
15
point and then you
seconds.
can sync it up.
No. Here we go.
I don't even know what my voice is gonna be.
It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Figure
We
it
just
out.
need to clap.
2 months.
Hello, Poppy.
5 seconds.
My thing just freaked out. I don't have any
Fudge.
What the heck?
literally my
What
page
happened?
We got it
froze.
Next up.
I think it's
Oof.
because I am streaming and I don't know how the quality of
Oh.
my voice is right now to you guys, but I
Sounds great to
literally-
me.
Good. Exit page. I had
Yeah,
to-
mine maxed out way too long.
Sorry. Ooh.
Maybe somebody else needs to stream it then. If your
Should
PC is
check
gonna
where this is
struggle.
The problem
recording.
is I
Oh
don't
wait, no,
know
you
the
export
password,
it.
so nobody else can stream.
Oh, I
Ew.
see. Can you not reset it?
How do I make this
Probably,
smaller
but that's
too?
gonna make it even more complicated.
This is why we
I
do
see.
tests, you guys.
This is a
That's what
test.
today's about.
How do you
That's what
make
This
today's
is
all about.
only a
Get it out.
test.
Should I stop
No,
recording?
yeah.
No, keep recording.
You can do what you
Fine.
want.
Okay. How do I make the like timeline wider so it's not like just constantly moving across the screen?
it's going to move
Why?
constantly across the
It's-
stream.
it's
You
just
can.
me.
There should be a way to like zoom out or zoom in.
Once
like I
once
had
you're
in
not
my.
recording, you can unzoom out.
Yeah.
So are we ready to go again?
Not yet.
I'm ready.
David, yes.
I'm ready.
Really
Okay, I'm gonna
sorry.
stop recording and restart.
You're good. We're chilling.
I'm gonna stop
we got
recording and start
40
too. I'm
we got
stopping.
40 seconds.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go to
Alright,
time
we'll
that
do it
is
after
on my
the
phone
chat.
on my
Smart.
own.
Okay, I'm recording now.
Okay.
Okay, you got 30 seconds to get there.
Chat
Yep.
just keeps spamming freaking egghead Bezos.
Your mission will now
Ooh.
self-destruct. Hmm.
Okay.
20
I am
seconds.
on now.
Oh
Stress.
Lord.
My name
Yes,
is.
I am
We're gonna-
ready.
Okay, we're gonna do 13. 8:13.
What is a little
Okay,
fun that I've had?
10 seconds.
I was early. That's okay.
Close enough. We're
Close
all right.
enough.
It's okay.
Cool. I'm gonna be the one editing, so I gotta deal with it either way. So
Yay.
all right. So welcome everybody. Well, hold on. What is quick, Mr. Math guy? What is 4 out of 6? What's the percentage?
Who's the math guy?
You.
4 out of 6. That's 50%.
Me? Why am I the math guy?
4 out of 6.
Wait, 4 out of
is
6.
2/3.
Never mind.
That's
Never mind.
2/3.
Open.
2/3.
3 out of 6.
2/3. We got 2/3. We got 66% of the company here.
66.
25%.
666.
I never
It
said I was
goes
good at
on.
math. My character's
not
bad
good
at
at math.
math anyway.
Oof.
My character
That's
in
fun.
real life.
That could be an aspect. That's going to be your high aspect. Welcome everybody to the Greenwood Vale, a world in which there is little to no magic. The place is not ruled by monarchs and kings and queens, but it is ruled instead by each faction of groups and creatures, which you may or may not run into in our adventure today. While it is just merely a portion of the world with which we inhabit, it is a heavily wooded and mystical,
mythical?
mysterious
Mythological.
Full of
with-
myth?
mythological. So much magic underneath the roots in this
Ooh.
magicless world.
Myth doesn't necessarily have to mean magic.
No, that's true. That's true. A place shrouded in lore and mystery and things to uncover. And let me go ahead and pull up my notes here. There are no kings in the Greenwood Vale. No banners fly. No roads or highways cut clean through. If this place is ruled, it's ruled by memory, by old packs whispered under the rain, and by trees that lean just so to let you pass. Villages last only as long as their promises. Trails fade if no one walks them, but even silence leaves signs if you know where to look. This is where your story begins, not in glory, but in mud, because you aren't in the Greenwood Vale. You four were caught, brought somewhere outside, caught and caged, not because you were weak or wrong, but because the world is cruel and careless. Not the only law that matters is the one. Now the only law that matters is the one you carry with you. This is a story of escape, of walking through a wild that does not care if you live or die, or of choosing again and again who you are and what you leave behind.
So we're prisoners, is that it?
Essentially. So here's
We
where
as
we're going to go ahead
prisoners.
and kick this off. I would like to ask one of you if you wanted to do a nose goes or just by volunteer. 3, 2, 1, nose goes.
I'll go. I don't know
Okay,
what you're.
Daniel.
What do I need to do?
Go. He'll
You
go.
get to explain how you died. No.
Oh, no.
What?
Already? What I would like,
Twist.
from you, Daniel. Yeah, already. What I would like from you, Daniel, is to explain how you came to be in this this setting. And let me go ahead and outline the setting for you. So, as you walk in, oh, what in the world? Everything just switched. That was weird.
Ah,
Daniel just moved and Drew switched.
I didn't do it. It was me.
That's weird. ADHD squirrel. So you are being carted. You're in a cage. You're being carted behind two horses. It's a horse-drawn cart with a weasel sitting on top, cracking a
Mm.
whip.
Mm-hmm.
You are being driven in to this wooded, out of a wooded area into this massive camp-looking thing. Think like World War II concentration camp style thing, but it's
Nice.
all made of like wood logs. It's muddy. There's no greenery anywhere. There's a central building in the middle where the warden resides and where the staff will remain. And there are barracks along the sides, and there are fields that need to be worked. You can see there's a whole pile of lumber down on the embankment that's been cut and stripped. You see on the other side, if you look to your right, you're seeing some more logs that have been stripped and they're being bled dry from amber and sap. I'm going to go ahead and throw what's called an aspect down. So this is something that explains what kind of place this is. Give me 1 second here. Just got to look it up here. Okay, so the first one, we have the walls have eyes. So write that down if you may.
Everyone?
Yeah, if you want to remember this. This is one of the aspects. So as you look
Okay.
around, you see there are guards everywhere. And they're not just lazy guards. These are militant, observant, strong, sturdy-looking guys who have been doing this for a long time. So, Daniel, what I'd like you to do is to introduce your character and tell me why he's being brought to Timberfast Camp, whether it is something nefarious, what have you.
Well, the individual you see inside of the cage, one of the individuals you see inside of the cage, is a sleek otter wearing the sort of clothing you would expect a river-going otter to wear. Galoshes and a raincoat type thing, not sealskin necessarily, but something that seems very water repellent and has been treated to get rid of water easily. Are the individuals inside the cart allowed to have items with them, or have their items been removed?
Yes, all of your items have been removed. You may get access to them later, but for the time being, the man driving the cart has access to all of your items.
Okay. Well, for the moment then, Oris Brookwhistle is sitting in the corner, one of the corners of the cart, kind of leaned up against the bars, and he's humming a sort of a sea shanty river-going tune to himself. As the cart kind of rolls, he's kind of moving along with it and kind of not really paying all that much attention to his surroundings around him.
Okay. So at this point, I would like you to give us what we call your high concept. It's your core or identity of who you are as an otter. Like, and it's going to be a phrase. It's not just like, oh yes, he's tough. Like his high concept has got to be like a phrase, like just for example, no such thing as clean hands, and it can mean whatever you want it to mean. You don't have to explain it. Just give us a high concept for Oris. I love that name, by the way.
Yes, thank you. Probably the high concept phrase would be a little longer of a phrase, but it would be something like, a good deed is its own reward, but it doesn't pay the bills.
I'm going to go ahead and jot that down. I like that.
Yes. A good deed is its own reward, but doesn't pay the bills. Because Oris is an individual who conducts commerce on the river of somewhat questionable nature sometimes, involving trafficking items and or people places where they may or may not be welcome. And as a smuggler, he sometimes encounters situations in which he has to choose between doing the profitable thing and doing the right thing. And that's a bit of a pivotal thing in his character. Is very often
Okay.
he will choose a good deed rather than profit.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and send you a text really quick. This is a secret. Only you can know this.
Sure.
It's called a compel, and this is only for you to know.
Okay.
In which you may invoke soon, or you may save it till a later date.
Sweet,
Just need
I'm
to
getting
find it.
secret information, guys.
Ooh.
Where in the flip? Okay, while I'm
Secret.
looking this up, there is one other creature in here with you, and it looks to be a if you're not mistaken, it signal what Oris sees as you guys trundle into this camp.
So this shapeless creature at first, you see him huddled over, and you notice he's muttering to himself, but it kind of seems like he's muttering through clenched teeth. And as you get closer, you see that a muzzle has been slipped over his maw so that he can't, bite or do anything like that. It seems like they kind of focused on that, but he's kind of lowered his head and he's fidgeting with his paws with this this pendant that's on the end of a beaded necklace. And his garb is very very drab. It's all tattered and worn, sun bleached, water stained. Like everything is happened to this cloak. And you kind of notice that it looks like a monk, which is kind of strange to see a creature who's at least to most known as a vile and seems to aim more on the crafty side of things. But again, the fox doesn't do much else but seem to mutter while walking and following the group of people.
Okay, so you guys have disembarked at this point. Now there is one thing that I would like to go into depth with this fox character. He seems to have a very troubled background. He's seen some stuff, from what I gather. And please correct me if I'm wrong, Drew. But what I'd like you to do is go ahead and give me his trouble aspect. So this is something that he may have had issues with in the past. And again, it's got to be a statement. And if you don't know what that is, I can give you kind of an aspect. But it's a personal flaw or issue that you carry with you that may or may not cause issues in the future.
Yeah. One of the main things. Does it have to be just a sentence, simple sentence?
Just a statement, simple statement.
All right. Horror-stricken past.
Okay, I like that. That's ominous. I like it. Alrighty. So you guys are being disembarked. This weasel. Gear off! He cranks open the gate, slashes his whip at him. Gear off, mate! And without realizing it per se, he's opened this gate and smashed it directly into a whoops, I need to mark this one as Drew. Directly into a no, that's not it. A ferret. I'm sorry. I was getting confused with Andy's character. And this ferret gets bashed right in the nose, does a backwards flop, and then gets right up and right up in the guard's face. And the guard doesn't even realize he's there. So what happens here, Mr. Ferret?
So
hold on, before
who
you do that,
bumped into?
Drew, I'm going to send you a compel for your character as well, okay? All right,
Word.
you're good, Josh.
Who
it's a
did I bump
weasel.
into?
You didn't bump into him. The weasel cranked
who
open
bumped
this
into
door,
me?
and you were standing right in the way.
A guard weasel,
Yes,
and we're escaping, right?
Thankfully, not a guardian
No.
Or
weasel.
where
Just
we
a
have
lot.
No,
escaped.
you have already been in this prison. So you've been in this prison for what
Yes. Okay.
seems
Got
like
it. Got
who
it. Got
knows
it. Got
how
it. Got
long.
it. Yep.
Um,
You were talking about the whole party, and so I was thinking you were trying to, like, I just got it. Well, that didn't make
very
sense
good.
because I did. Yeah. Yeah. No. So I turn around at the weasel and was like, "Hey, watch it, governor.
Oh,
Watch where you're turning." And he
Oh,
knows.
what?
He know. Listen here, Marty. His name's Marty, I'm assuming, because he's been there a long time, so he knows the name of
He
all.
knows the guards. Okay, this is Marty
Yep,
the Weasel.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Listen here, Marty. You and I, we've known each other for a long time. When was the last time you ever dared run into a scary, creepy criminal who's been here a really long time?
Get out of my way. He just pushes you aside.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry. Pleasure to see you, Marty. I'll be catching. How's the missus? Goes to run, scours in the corner, and like
He
runs off.
ignores him completely.
Mhm.
So at this point, would either the otter or the fox like to disembark from this cage, or do they want to cause issue?
At this
We
point,
are currently in a cage?
no.
You are not. You are out. He opened the
Okay,
cage
that's
and
what I
you
thought.
opening the door.
Got it. I'm free.
Free at last. Free to be in prison.
It's like Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I'm free. I'm free. Dang it.
That's not Hunchback of Notre Dame though. That's
Yeah, it
no,
is.
that's Emperor's
It
New
is
Groove.
Nope, it is Hunchback
Mm-mm.
of Notre Dame. Anyways,
Is it?
Sorry,
Oh, I'm
inside
thinking-
trail.
I'm sorry.
the fox, you kind
The
of see his
fox?
ears kind of prick, just like, to catch the sound of the
Mhm.
gate opening, but everything else, it just seems as his ears kind of settle, and he just goes back to muttering, pretty much uncomprehensibly, through his teeth.
Okay. So you're just in the cage. So the weasel's gonna climb in and is gonna grab you by the paw and forcefully try to get you out. Get out of here, man. You're not supposed to be in here any longer than I say.
All right, I'm gonna make a strength check to resist his pulling.
I don't
You
want
wanna
to
get out,
do that.
Not with Marty. Not with Marty.
So before we do a strength check, because we have not given you guys any feats. We haven't done any what is
And
it
then for
called
the
again?
I'm just gonna try to
Feats.
just
Before we do that,
stay-
there is one character who's kind of been just observing silently in the shadows. A barrel-chested, massive. Well, I'll let him describe himself.
It's not so much that you didn't notice him, but perhaps he blended in with the wall for a moment. But you see this kind of hulking, muscle-bound badger that kind of looms over all the other creatures near it, who stands out by multiple ways other than just being very big. He also has a scar over the right side of his face. And his right hand is a mass of swollen and off-color, pallid flesh that appears to be maybe 2 or 3 times larger than it should be for his already large size. And he kind of slams it against the wall almost absently, in so hard that it probably makes the room shake a little bit. And he gets up and he walks over towards the cage. Says, "Probably best to move yourself out." And he kind of flicks his head towards the side there and just smacks the cage one time, and it rattles all around.
At this point, the weasel notices, and he's going to duck out quickly and just go start tending to the horses who have been very spooked by this massive form that has emerged from what seems like the stonework.
So I think the fox would finally finish his prayer because that's what he was doing. He seems to open his eyes very very calmly, get up, and walk out as directed out of the cage.
Okay. Does the otter leave as well?
Yes. The otter will use his long and rudder-like tail to help propel himself up from where he was sitting in the corner of the cage cart and maneuver his way deftly and quietly through the gate.
All right. So now that you have all disembarked, the weasel gets the horses going. He pulls the carriage, turns it around, backs it out. Gates close ominously. Big boom. So we've got a fox, an otter, a ferret, and a badger. I would like to know what the high concept is for this ferret. I want to know what his high concept is. What's the aspect there?
The quote, right?
No, that's your secret compel. Do not tell anybody that. This is something you come up with that is the core of your being.
Yeah, like, well, they were saying like the high concept, like the other guys had like a high
Oh yeah.
concept thing
Don't
that they
not the
said.
thing I sent you though. I've all sent you guys all a secret compel.
When did you send me? Oh, is it
All
on?
in Discord. It's all in Discord.
Oh, Discord. Okay, yeah, I thought I heard it. Okay, got it. I'll have to see that. Yeah, no. So this is the quote that I came up for mine.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I didn't really get to explain him very much.
We'll learn about him as we go too, if you'd like. But if you want to
and I'm
introduce
not
him, you
gonna.
can go.
Yes, and I'm not going to spoil certain parts of him, but his name is Ragulian, Slithy Snout. Ragulian.
So let me do this, if I may interrupt.
Sure.
Instead of just coming out of character and introducing your character,
Yes.
get in
I gotcha.
character and play it out.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Ragulian, Slithy Snout.
Is he?
He kind of. Wait, was I doing a British accent? Hang on. He kind of sounds like a mix of Jason Statham and Lin-Manuel Miranda, sort of.
Oh gosh, that's
like he's ready to break out into a little. But okay, so here he is.
I am not throwing away my shot.
This is yeah. He is a sable. He's got this like brownish sable colored ferret. He has like this hardened look, gleam in his eye. The world has not been kind to him, but he's trying to learn how to get along with the world. And he wears a hooded cape in his back. And he has this little cape that hangs over his back, and these correctional glasses that really make him not look that imposing. So he thinks he's like tough stuff, but he really is kind of yeah. Yeah. He really is not. He's a little more easily but anyway, this high concept he learned at a very young age, and it was something his prison moms taught him, which they always said. It was like, it doesn't matter where you came from, the gutters can reveal treasure too. And that's what they taught him at this really young age.
What is it that doesn't matter where you came from? The gutters?
It doesn't matter where you came from, the gutters can reveal treasures too. And it's this idea.
I like that.
Yeah. It's this idea of like, it doesn't matter where you came from. Don't let your past define you, his other badger mom said, but he forgot that one because it was a little more boring.
Is that his trouble concept?
No.
All right. So you guys are in this massive prison camp. This is new to the otter and the fox. What would you guys do? What would the otter do in this situation? Would he be drawn towards the badger as a protector? Would he? Well, again, I'm running the game for you. What would the otter do?
So Oris, he kind of rolls his shoulders, very glad to be free of the confines of the cramped jail cart. And he will look around and see that and notice that there's appears to be no running water
Mhm.
nearby. And you kind of might notice him take the look around, and then when he notices that there's no water, his shoulders will kind of droop a little bit, and he'll give a slap of his thick tail on the ground, kind of in frustration. And he'll say, "Well, I don't know what's going on here, but I don't even smell a lick of water."
You are like fish
And
out
that's
of water.
Well, otter out of water, but that's just about one and the same to me, you see.
You slap your tail on ground like fish do. Try to find the
Yeah, I
stream.
suppose. Well,
Don't diss my friend, Madame Beaver. She has a tail just like him, and it's just as beautiful. Thank you very much.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't got a beautiful tail, but yeah, I'm trying to get the lay of the land around here.
so as you're getting the lay of the land, you're looking around, and of course you've got this huge badger leaning up against the wall. You got this ferret kind of hiding. You've got the fox, who you think is a fox. You're still not 100% certain. Kind of just hiding underneath his cloak, and you're looking at the prison. So it's just outside the edge of the Vale. So if you look over the the north wall, you can see some massive trees just looming up over, maybe a couple miles past the final wall. It's old, it's wooden. It looks like it's poorly managed from the inside, just because of how disgusting and messy and muddy. Um, and just think Oregon, but no buildings. Um,
Mhm.
there's no guards in shining armor. It's just everyone watching inwards. Now you guys don't know each other yet, but you've seen each other. You've been here for a few minutes. I want you guys to tell me why you're here.
Do you want that to be done in like the setting?
Sure, in character, please, if you can.
To each
So
other.
I have small shelter over this way if you would like to small fire which we can gather around. I'm sorry to have startled you. I did not mean to. How did you say this? We say this is that and that is this, but you are welcome to come and share my shelter. My name is Stonepaw. And
I
he
think the fox would.
waves you forward with his massive paw that kind of creates a whirlwind for a second and starts walking.
The fox will get up and uh, again through kind of clenched teeth. Thank you. I will accept your offering of shelter.
Wait a minute here. We're just gonna take this bloke at his he's perfectly fine now because he apologized. Now we're just gonna go into his little humble abode.
Da.
Suffer out here in the cold if you'd like, but I'd like to warm my fur.
Yeah, I'm gonna freeze.
This is choice.
Start shivering. Pulls his cape around
Comically.
him.
The glasses.
Stonepaw reaches around and puts his massive white paw on his back, which completely envelops his shoulders and most of his head. He says, "It is warm in cave. Please, we do not want you to be dying for no reason. My babushka say when enemy slap you in face, you fall on floor. When enemy give you bowl of soup, you eat it.
And get poisoned more likely.
It makes more sense in my language. Anyways, like I
So
said,
at
my
this
name
point-
is Stone. Go ahead.
With much fear and trembling, Regulian decides to take him up on his offer. So he starts like cautiously just making his way over. Pops his head in, puts a toe in, tests the waters, goes in.
And the shelter is a generous description for this basically crack
Yeah.
in the wall that he has taken a sizable boulder and kind of shoved into the top of the crack and hammered it in a little bit extra with his fist so that it forms kind of a lean-to type situation. But there is some smoldering embers which he kicks up by adding a few extra sticks and a bit of a shelter from the storm, or from just the scenario. I don't know that there was a storm happening, but and so he sits down and kind of encourages you. My name is Stonepaw. You see, I have Stonepaw. I'm very creative and ingenious with my name. And I was out helping my tribe to collect firewood. We were gleaning in the security of our shores when I happened upon an adder. And it was very unfortunate. He bit me on my arm. And you can see the effects. I have not been able to feel for many seasons. In this hand, and
You can say that again.
I have not been able to feel in this hand for many seasons. And yes, those, stay away from the serpents. They are very nasty creatures.
All right, so we are going to zoom out for a second. We're going to zoom back in here in a minute, but I want to divvy up just a couple skills. We're just going to stick with the main skill of your character. You each can pick one, and when someone has picked one, you cannot pick another. Would you like the list, or do you want me just to copy paste it in the Discord?
What Discord are you going to copy and paste it to?
The tavern.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Are you able to see the podcast updates channel?
The Shire bylaws. What?
I think Sandman's Tunnels is all private to us.
Okay. I will throw it into the Pony Express. Is that okay?
Yep.
Wherever.
That should work.
I'm
Okay.
on Pony Express.
It's going to be a text document. Go ahead and expand that. 11 lines left, so you're going to have to probably download it and look at it some more, view whole thread. There are 18 here. I will let you guys decide who wants to go first. There's plenty to share. I did slightly color them to fit kind of the Greenwood Vale. So this is not the exact same feats or what are they called? Why do I keep calling them feats? Skills. I'm sorry. Skills. Duh. They're not necessarily the exact same skills that you'd find in Fate Core. The mechanics are still the same. They're just flavored differently. So you're going to have things like fleetness or tinkering, fellowship, craftwork, guile, trailcraft, insight, brawl, seek, lore keep, vigilance. And there's kind of the whole itemized how it all works there. So take a look. If one speaks to you, let me know and I'll throw it down on your...
2. Provided no one else was going to do that one or was like
you
taking...
want 2?
Okay. Tinkering.
Okay.
I would,
because that's kind of what I had
first.
You want might? That makes sense.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
I'll do brawl.
That's
okay.
a good one.
Hold on 1 second. Ah.
Nice.
Tinkering.
Hurry.
And this one. Sorry. So this one, this will be your great skill. This one you get +4 to whenever we roll with this. So great skill. So Hydern went with tinkering. +4, not +4. +4.
Who's that?
You. Rags?
Rags. Yeah. It's
Sorry, I
hey.
definitely don't have.
Wait,
I was looking
it's
at the wrong.
Rags.
I was looking at Andy's. Sorry. Okay, so I have the under relationship aspect. Okay, Stonepaw, you went with strength.
Might, yeah.
Might, sorry. And Fox, I have not given your name yet, so I will not give it up. You went
Brawl.
with Brawl. Just
Who
plus
does
4.
all go?
Now, Oris, we're waiting on you, sir.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Fellowship. I've got lots
Oh.
of contacts all up and down the river.
I like that. Plus, it plays
You know-
well with our last podcast. If you didn't catch it,
That's right. Got to catch it now. It's
All
available.
15 episodes out on Blunders and Flagons podcast. Wherever you
so
listen
with
to
that in
podcasts.
mind, we're gonna go ahead and zoom
Check me
back
out on
in.
Blunders and Flagons.
We're gonna go ahead and zoom back in. Great choices all. I really like what you guys picked. I feel like it really does dive into your character. I want to do a little bit of world building with you. So, what are some aspects, just one or two, not from each of you, just in general as a group? What are one or two aspects that you see in this overall Timberfast camp? We have 2 so far. I didn't tell you the second one. The first one we've got, of course, the walls have eyes. The second one is mud everywhere, no water to be found.
Quick question as I kind of survey the surroundings.
Go for it.
This is a work camp, is it not?
It is a work camp. Now, you guys were dropped off. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible DM. You guys are dropped off late evening. So it is dusk and the skies are
Okay.
dimming. So work for the evening has been concluded. You guys missed the dinner bell. What meager rations there were.
Oh, what the?
You
I
didn't,
was-
Josh. You and oh my gosh, Rags and Stonepaw. You guys have been here. I don't know how long.
Okay.
You haven't told me how long. No one has told me why they're here, even though I've asked 2 times.
I was trying to, but you cut me off for zoom out.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
it's okay. And
Even
when
with
we
the
come
zoom out,
back,
Stonepaw doesn't fit in camera frame.
when you said we zoom back and I say, and that is how I came to be here and how long I've been.
Nobody knows. So we're gonna give a couple of aspects to the place, and then we're gonna get into personal stories, and then we're gonna call that the session, if that's okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So, let's see, Daniel, you've been super quiet. So
I have.
Fox. So give me
I've-
one aspect each that you guys have
Super
noticed
quiet
about this
and
place, and we'll
dark.
help world build. And if you want, you
Okay.
can also give me an aspect of the world outside Timberfast as you were coming in, something you noticed.
Probably one thing that would be noticeable is that while there are, as in many prison type institutional scenarios, there are groups, even within those groups that have formed naturally within these walls. There is distrust between people and individuals. There's not really any trust to be found in this place.
No trust to be found here. That's what we'll put down. I like that. And this is why the ferret perhaps wasn't trusting the badger.
Mhm.
Now, Fox, do you want to give one, or do you want to just hold off and wait?
I honestly, so at this point, like, the fox is not really concerning himself with getting in conversation,
Okay.
or interacting much at all, like past what's necessary, unless he's like addressed. Otherwise, he's kind of just staring listfully at the trees that are still slightly visible in the dusk, with the leaves just slowly, almost rocking from side to side, as if he's recalling something or just lost in thought.
Okay. What's your high concept?
What that again? Is that just something I make up? There's not
Yeah.
like something I can base
This
off
is the core of your very being, which can change, but as of right now, this is the very core of your being.
of. So the very core of his being is to kind of carry on this kind of history from his past.
Okay.
And it's kind of on each bead.
Oh,
So maybe his high concept could be something to the tune of those who were left in the past will be remembered in the future.
okay.
And
Those
that's
who
In the meantime, Ragulian leans over to the badger and just elbows him. He's like, "Oi, buddy, that fox has a backstory."
So do all who come in these gates. Remember, you and I once were walking in through there alone.
All right, David, I would like to get your high concept. We're going to get everyone the high concept and trouble concept knocked out of the way, and then we're going to zoom into stories. Story time. David, what is your high concept?
I'm no sidekick, more like side punch.
Nice.
And
Catchy.
the trouble is, there is no mistaking me. You cannot help but see me coming, whether that is for good or for evil. And most of the times, as have happened to be here, it turns out poorly for me.
That's a really long trouble concept. I'm only going to write "There's no mistaking me."
Okay, that reasonable. Da.
All right, Rags, what's your trouble?
Didn't
my
I
guy?
do this already?
You gave
Okay,
your
so
high
this is-
concept. Your
High
trouble
concept,
concept is.
Okay.
So, did I explain trouble concepts properly, David, or would you?
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of what keeps it's what keeps you in trouble. It's the worst.
Yeah, fair enough.
The worst thing about
Okay.
your character. What makes them interesting, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I guess
Ooh, shiny.
Ragulian. No, he's not like a pick. He's not like a pickpocket. He's more like he's been hardened by the jail world, and he doesn't know much more beyond the jail. So I feel like he's just trusting people comes hard, and it takes time, and it takes nurturing, and he tries to be friendly to everybody, and he pretends to be friendly to. Is this kind of going along the lines of what you're saying? But no matter what he does, it always he has trouble staying loyal and finding the true friends in that group because there are many that have backstabbed him in the past.
Okay, so your trouble aspect would probably be something along the lines of trusting
Trust.
people comes hard.
Yes.
Okay, very good. I
Trusting
think
people
we're
comes
just-
hard, loving people comes harder.
Ooh, I'm adding that.
This saying goes
Unless you were
even
kidding.
harder. No, I'm just kidding.
The
No, I
saying
like
goes
that.
hardest.
No,
Oris, I would like to
I like
hear your trouble your trouble aspect. Oris.
Right. Well, when it comes to Oris, or OB as his friends call him,
Orby?
is OB, Oris
Oh,
Brookwhistle, OB.
OB. OB. I heard
Right.
Orby like the Orbeez.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a heart trouble, that guy. He's got a big heart, but that heart has bad timing. He chooses
bad
to
timing.
he's a bit of a bleeding heart, which is a rough thing for a smuggler to have. Especially when there's treasure to be gained and someone's in need of help. And, well, more on that later.
So boiling down, big heart, big problem. I don't know.
Big heart, bad timing.
That's called a heart attack, my boy.
Big heart, bad timing.
All right. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and hit Oris because he's kind of been itching. We're in this dimly lit cave. The crickets are chirping outside. You hear some snoring in the bunker next to you.
Cave or shelter?
Yes. I'm sorry, it's not a cave. It's not.
Yeah.
It's barely a shelter. It's this rock
Yeah.
that's been wedged into the wall, and it kind of overhangs. There's
Okay.
no walls that come outside of it, but it does enough to keep the leaves and water from falling down, the rain from falling down on you. And there's just this small little fire, and you can hear guards going around, kicking doors closed, making sure inmates or prisoners are where they belong. They're not getting anywhere near the badger. So you guys feel like you are at least safe for now.
You are welcome.
Potentially. Potentially. You don't know if you trust this badger yet. He's made a pretty nice place here. So the sun is gone. The last hints of red are just on the horizon, just tucking down below the walls. A cool breeze is coming. You could just barely feel it through the slits in the wood. So now's the time you huddle around the campfire and get to know one another, if you wish.
And you want?
Regulian pulls out an accordion and starts. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, that's my bit, mate.
Yep.
Well, I would if they didn't take away my concertina. I've got a nice little piece. Oh well, maybe I'll see her again. I don't know, but anyways, nice to meet you, gentle beasts. I suppose for good or ill. My name's Oris Brookwhistle, and I was nabbed. On the river. You might not be surprised to hear an otter being caught on the river. I make my living in transportation of illicit goods. And from time to time, I happen across an interesting news of sunken treasure. Because as you may know, not everybody knows how to navigate the river safely and securely. And every now and then a ship will go down with some juicy trinkets. And I had caught wind of just such an occasion. And I was in the middle of trying to extract some treasure when there was an unfortunate happenstance come down the way. It appeared to be some kind of coracle fleeing from a skiff full of weasels. And the pair of field mice on the coracle looked quite frightened. And, of course, wouldn't you know it, but my bleeding heart just decided to give in, and I had to go and turn away from all that treasure. For all I know, it's still there, but I turned my barge around and I went to offer them some aid, and I cut off their pursuers, and that's how I wound up here. Those otters, those weasels, they decided to take me instead of those field mice, and here I am. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I like that. That's a really cool backstory.
This is very self-sacrificial of you.
I don't know about that.
You literally sacrificed yourself.
Well, I was trying to use my wake to blow the weasels off course, but there was a little bit of too much current going on, and
huh?
yeah, I don't know.
So you are disillusioned about your power in the rivers. Is this true?
I'm not sure about what any of those words just meant, but maybe. I don't know. What's disillusion mean?
My babushka say this word many times. I don't know.
What's a babushka? What's a babushka?
I think you call it grandmother.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm pretty good on the water. I just, in the heat of the moment and everything,
This is
things happen.
classic Achilles heel, where you think that you can do this thing and it happens not, and you get stuck. It has happened to me before. With lifting heavy things.
Right, okay.
I hurt my back.
That's unfortunate. That's too bad. I hope your back feels better.
Too real. Autobiographical.
Ragulian leans into Stonepaw and taps him. He's like, hey, this odd he has a backstory too.
This is how it happens. Everybody has life. They come here from life, and you are the only person who has no backstory.
Oh,
You forget.
I don't know about that. I have Calm down there, Mister Fancy Large Pants, sir. I've got me and my mums. I've got plenty of backstory. Just because
Mums?
we're not from outside the walls doesn't mean we can't have some backstory. So, are you gonna listen up to my backstory, or are we just gonna go on joring?
Oh, this may be interesting. I have never heard what this creature came from. I assume he always lived here.
Drew, what were you gonna say?
We're good. I'm still listening.
Okay.
Okay, well. He pulls out a violin and starts playing sad music. No, I'm just kidding.
He just has accordions
No.
and violins in his pouch.
No. Um, he squints his eyes and looks out in the distance. I was born here. My name is Raguian Slithy Snout. Me mum died, giving birth to me here in prison, and me prison mum stepped up and cared for me. That is my backstory. And it is more backstory than all of you combined. The end. And he sits back down.
I like how the moonlight perfectly illuminated the top of your head, like it was going to be a great story. And to be truthful in the telling, it was not great story. But I'm glad you shared
What
it.
are you talking about here?
This is very nice to have, how you say, prison mother. This is nice.
Prison mums. I
There's a
had.
difference.
Well,
Is
here,
this
you caught me
disease prison
monologuing.
mumps?
No, there's no disease here. Prison mums. Me mum
the
died,
best
so
prison
me
in the
prison
world.
mums step in.
This is very nice.
And they cared for me prison mums.
Da.
very nice.
The whole time these conversations have been going on, this fox has kind of just been very keenly looking around and watching the guards and the pretty much all the movement that's happening. And when there is like a lull in the conversation, he kind of turns to the group. The guards here are restless, ever watching.
Da.
Oh, wretch that I am, to be caught by such vile brutes. They had come upon me in the silent watches of the night, slipping a muzzle over my snout to prevent me from lashing out with my teeth. Though they have subjugated my mouth, they are unbeknownst to the power that abides within my paws. And he looks down and fidgets again with this pendant around his neck, and again kind of takes this like blissful pause before continuing. This pendant is the sigil of my abbey. Abbey Greentree, it's called. I still remember the distant wind blowing through the enormous tree that scattered this broad shadow across the inside of the walls. Much like this place, except safe and filled with laughter and joy. Or so it was. And he kind of
Ragunian has
lowers his
started
eyes to the
dozing
fire.
off. And not to be rude or anything, but it's just totally involuntary at that point.
This place which you speak of, it stands no longer.
That it does not.
This is sad.
Many things in life are sad. Perhaps one day it will be for the better.
Perhaps. I am thinking that your muzzle perhaps could be for the better. In that we could perhaps smash it with a rock and get it off of your jaw. Would you like to try this?
At this
The
point,
fox
Regulino's like,
looks
"Oh, heavens no!"
very
He wakes up.
concernedly at the giant hand, which he has very little confidence of its accuracy. And says with a very still voice, "Thank you, kind badger. However, if this muzzle is removed in some brutish way, they will only provide me with another, as has happened on many occasions on the way here. Before, when they took a chance to remove it, I nipped out at them, perchance out of instinct more than anything, and was swiftly brought to my knees."
Well, that may be the case, but one night without a muzzle, this is priceless, no?
I have suffered much, kind badger, and once again I do thank you. But I believe that this punishment is not just something that needs to happen, but something that I must endure.
Regulino's like, "Hey!" Oh, he has woken up. He's like, "Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. Keep the muzzle on. Let's not take anyone take a vote here. Vote keeping it on. All right, okay, we're solved then."
You might be surprised by how precise I can be when you set rock on the muzzle and
No,
then
no,
you
it's okay,
smash
it's okay,
the rock
it's-
with my... It's okay, I don't
runs out
have
of the
to do
little
it.
alcove.
It's option. Think about it.
You just
Let me just change your whole character core concept real quick here out of the gate.
All right, so I'm going to, at this point, that was a beautiful moment. I really enjoyed hearing everybody's stories. I'm going to introduce the new mechanic. And I know some of you have heard about it. Maybe most of you have. It is a morale system. So this morale will range. You guys all start with a base 0 as a group. Base 0. As your morale goes up, you will gain certain effects, right? So you start in neutral, where morale is stable but tense, standard tone, no mechanical effect, right? That's the default. That's where we're at right now. I'm going to go ahead and add +1 to the group's morale. There's no effect yet. However, I will tell you what happens if the morale drops. I won't tell you what causes it. I won't tell you what happens if the morale increases, but I will tell you what happens if the morale does drop for the group. So you might have distrust, exhaustion, or doubt within each other, or for NPCs with you guys. The group will be fractured emotionally or morally. You'll have like increased enemy aggression. There may be aspects within the scene that shift or reflect dread or confusion. Allies, NPCs may abandon you. Enemies will escalate. Your fate point refresh might be reduced or withheld. So just keep that in mind as we play. You can very well change the entire course of how this story goes by acting one way or the other. And with that, I would like to invoke one final aspect on this scene before we close out. I'm going to invoke, shoot, where did it go? I wrote it down. I'm going to invoke a spark hides in the ash. So with the group coming together and learning about each other, there is not a trust, but more of a general understanding within each other. And perhaps you are all inspired to learn more about each other and potentially see what the outside world is like with each other, perhaps. And the night draws to a close as the conversations die with the coals.
Salad. Bravo, good sir. Bravo.
I guess I'm
With the
very
coals,
much...
we die.
Nice. Good job, Jerry.
This is not the
I'm
death of us.
Well done.
This is not the death. I'm
but
very,
the life.
very, very rusty. So I'm going to work hard this upcoming
No, you
week
did
to kind of
great.
figure
That
out
was
how
fantastic.
Fate Core works. But thank you guys for keeping it rolling. At this point,
Do we stop recording?
just a few. No. You can keep recording if you want. A few more things. What are y'all's expectations? I want to try to get some expectations out of character. What do you guys want from me? Did I do anything wrong, right? Like, just kind of an overall. I'm going to take some notes, try to grow from this and get better next session.
This is good. I think it helps. I feel like there's these awkward pauses to take notes, which I think eventually that's going to go away. No, it's not your fault. Yeah. And I think eventually, right now we're kind of figuring out the characters, and since we didn't have like character sheets beforehand, yeah, you have to keep track of those things. So if we were around a table, we could write it down on a card for you, and then it could just be like accessible. So I don't know if we could. We could do like a shared document where all of these things are just there. That's just an idea that came to me right now. I don't know if that's plausible or feasible or reasonable, but there could be some general like battlefield or accessible knowledge that we have in front of us, and that could include people's generic stuff.
Yeah.
That way you don't necessarily have to track.
And they can change it themselves. Yeah. They can put it in themselves. I like that. Okay. Thank you. Great idea.
Just a thought.
Document, change your Thank you. That's a great idea.
Entire world.
Yeah.
Now, did you all get your secret compels? They may be used this session. They may be never used. I want you guys to look at them, learn them. Don't share them with anybody. Again, you can interpret them how you will, but there might be a time within the story which I choose to invoke one of those compels. So be ready.
And I don't know if I understand the terminology behind that, because in my mind, like a compel is you as the dungeon master kind of pushing a concept that we already have and saying like, in this case, your character would act this way, and kind of forcing us to do something or change something. So this to me feels like a hidden aspect or something like that, but I don't know.
And that's what it is. It's a hidden aspect, which I will potentially.
Cool. I like it.
That's something the DM adds to our character. Very cool. Very cool. Well, I got to get going on this.
That's fine. It's 9:14. So you guys remember how to save the.
Yep. Are we exporting them or uploading them to a specific location, or just hold on to them?
I need to get that folder going. I'll get that going right now.
I'm going to stop recording.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So remember,
I'm still trying to figure out
some minor editing before you upload it, so you don't have to upload it right now.
Yeah.
Let me actually stop.
Just so we know where to upload.
I need to figure this out, because
I was having to clean up before.
Bye, YouTube. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for the people that watch.